All right, we back at it. Yeah, are we recording right there, right? Is it recording? We good. All right, Chuck Dizzle, live and direct. Yo, we keep it homegrown as always. Special guest today. He's very important to the homegrown story, to be perfectly honest, man. I was having a conversation with the homie Bless downstairs as we were walking up, and this dude not only is a part of the legendary group You and I, blog era, we all know that may have been an introduction for a lot of you, but the key component to one of my first interviews from Homegrown Radio when it was at Long Beach State. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we've touched down a lot of the roots from Inglewood to big stages. I've seen you evolve throughout the years, and now we're celebrating 10 years of Party in My Living Room, man. So not only have you evolved from, being one half of You and I on the solo tip doing your thing, and now we're celebrating this brand that you've, incredible brand that you've created in a new project, My man Thurz is in the building, man. He brought the Party in My Living Room to the party in the damn studio right now. Bring the old school Lamoni vibes. Thurz is in the building, man. Yeah. Yo, what's so funny about this, Thurz, is that this really feels like, we all joke and say, yo, this feels like Lamoli, right? Lamoli Ave, if you guys don't know, that's where the second portion of Homegrown kind of really got his foot off the ground. My apartment in Inglewood, and you pulled up there and blessed the show many times as well, man. So this has that energy. We got so many damn people in the building, man. Party in My Living Room. The project now, I didn't realize this is the first project. You've had so many people on stages. You've done a lot of things. First and foremost, tell me, how do we get here, Party in My Living Room, Relatives and Cousins, the project now?
Man, I was planning this out. I wrote out a plan last year, and writing stuff down is really powerful. That's how you're able to manifest things into reality. And I put it on the plan, but I didn't know how it was really going to happen. And then my boy CJ, he does artist partnerships over at Suno, and he hit me up trying to figure out ways to work a Party in My Living Room. He experienced the Coachella activation. So, a lot of brands want to figure out how they can rock with us because, we're really bringing all the artists that are from the city and that I have good relationships with and integrating them into these activations. So they wanted to figure out how they could work a Party in My Living Room. So, I saw what was happening with AI and how it's impacting the music industry. And I was like, all right, AI's here. So I got to figure out a case study to use it in an ethical way. It can be negative in the wrong hands or super impactful in the right hands. So I gave him the concept of doing a camp and creating a project from that camp and using the AI to create sample beds, so generating music that sounds like it's from the 70s or 80s, and then bringing some of the illest producers, they are here today, and chopping it up, like they normally do, and then getting some of the illest artists to make songs in real time. And then we're able to do 25 songs over 3 days. We finished 21 of them, and, we locked in on a date, and, was working with Suno to roll it out, shot some great content with Storm and Cooley, and we made a real album, It's like all real, like I don't want to say that we leaned on AI. We just did what we normally do, and we just used the tools that were accessible to us.
So what do you say to people that, because obviously Suno's been in the news for a multitude of reasons, and mainly stealing content has been kind of like the headlines, and rightfully so, people feel a certain way about it. So what's your response to that? And you, like you said, leaning into the technology and doing it in an ethical way. So for people that are watching and listening, and they're like, man, but they don't give a fuck about the artistry of the music, but you're leaning into this. So what's your response to people that might not really understand the direction that you're taking it with this?
Man, I embrace technology. Like if you ever been to Party in My Living Room, you've seen me integrate some type of technological advance, way to distribute music to the people that are there. I had stamps at the second Party in My Living Room. These stamps were these 3D printed, plastic things where you can place it on somebody's phone and it'll trigger, the web browser to go to a unique URL. So I always try to embrace wherever technology is going. And I see technology as the best way to impact distribution. So I'm always trying to embrace it and learn it, because if you're not learning it, then you're dying, because the world is continually moving, and Murray's Law is getting shorter and shorter, and it's impacting music in a major way. So we have to learn how to use these tools and, educate ourselves on how to, leverage it or, amplify what we're doing,
Right.
So
Now, I love that you said that. And for anybody that's watching or listening right now, I want you to know how ahead of the curve this dude has always been, because what you're talking about right now, some people may not have even any idea of like what Suno is or what it's capable of doing. But if you go back and look at 2007, you and I, right? I remember one of the things that caught my attention that you guys embraced YouTube early.
Yeah.
And you were doing case studies on the streets with people listening to music.
Yeah.
You guys were doing content creation back in 2007 when it wasn't even a thing. Yeah. So it's like, I see this as the same thing. It's like wherever technology is going, wherever the industry is going, you guys, you mainly has been like ahead of the curve with embracing what it is and kind of taking that and taking it to the next level. So for anybody that's watching, it's like, man, oh no, I don't know if it, he's been on this from years ago. Like, this is what he does. And even just seeing the start of Party in My Living Room 10 years ago, man. Congratulations on 10 years of that. That's amazing right there. Y'all give it up. 10 years of Party in My Living Room, man. I wanna go there as well, man. Just the creation of that platform and what it's done for the artist, what it's done for yourself, and being able to pivot from being an artist to be able to create a platform for artists, and then fast forward to have Goldenvoice, have you guys go out to Coachella and do, showcases out there as well, man.
Yeah. So Part of My Living Room is like a happy accident, right? I was doing a lot of production work with Red Bull during their Sound Select days, and I was able to work both sides of the spectrum as an artist and then also as a producer and seeding product and all that good stuff. And learning how they were producing their shows, very intentional about where they place logos, where they put their product, and how they seeded the product to the artist, intentional about every aspect of it. So I just kind of, indoctrinated a lot of their methods. And I'm like, all right, I can use what they're doing to like amplify their product and put this into a space where I can promote my music as the product. So I did an EP called Designer EP. We had like a lot of great music on there, and had the late, China on there from Cam and China.
Yeah, man, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And Chords did a lot of production. We had Rocky on there, Aaron Harris, and it was a dope project. But we didn't have any budget to really market it, so I had to go to this grassroots approach, taking in this production knowledge from Red Bull, and I was like, all right, let me do house party on steroids, so we did it at J Pound's house, him and Josh over there on 2nd Ave, and I put out a little flyer that had an RSVP on there. We got like 2,000 RSVPs, had like 600 people show up in like a 1,700 square foot house, the backyard.
That shit was insane.
It was insane.
It was insane. That shit was legendary. Yeah.
We had Overdose perform, shout out to June in here.
For sure.
We had Tiffany Goucher perform. We had Inglewood Sir. So it was like a historical moment. Exile from like Blue and Exile was there, and rocking. We had Johnny Polygon, Fat Ron was there. Everybody, man, Mono Mari, like, man, it was like a unique time. So it happened out of necessity. It was a happy accident, but it happened out of necessity to promote a project. And then it created, a scene that we can celebrate our homies in there. Taking the success story from there, replicating that in Chicago, replicating it in Atlanta, Denver. We even did it outside of Coachella, that first year. So it was just like a lot of learnings and taking the data, building like email list, and just trying to stay in contact with everybody that was coming so that we could, communicate with them and, supply our music to them.
Was the intention when you first kind of established this that it was going to be something that you can build on for years? Or like you said, that happy accident, was it just like, I'm going to just take this year by year and kind of see where it goes? Or did you have the foresight to be like, oh, no, this can be something in the next 10 years, 20 years, something that people are going to be speaking on, down the line?
Man, I didn't know. I didn't have like the foresight to like see it as something that would last 10 years. I thought it was like something that was just cool for the moment. But then after that first year, I think after the one in the Dons where we partnered with Jordan Peele for the Get Out, premiere, that's why I was like, all right.
Oh, this is something else. This is some other shit.
This is an entity that people could, buy into. And, we can like create unique moments for everything, everything entertainment, but it's rooted in real music and real artistry. But, if it's produced right, we can add anything to that mix and make it dope, and still represent and, support the people that we love.
Okay, so look, Party in My Living Room, Cousins and Relatives, Volume 1.
Yeah.
So which means there's going to be more volumes down the line. Yeah. I want you to kind of, I don't know how we going to do this. We're going to make it work out because you got a lot of people on the project, a lot of dope dope individuals, and not just on the project, but in the house with us right now.
Yeah.
So to the best of your ability, can you let us know who's on this album? It's technically out right now, so congratulations to you on that. Yeah, we celebrating right now. It's officially out. Party in my living room. Relatives, cousins and relatives. I want you to talk about the name of the project, who's featured on there, who's contributed to the production. And you said this happened a matter of 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days, 20, 25, 21 tracks?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know how you're going to break this shit down, but so I'm going to hand you the floor, and, you can bring some folks to the mic and try to get them in the camera as well. But talk about, the project, who's on there, who's been featured, who contributed to the production, and we can go from there.
Okay, yeah, we got to start with the producers,
Okay,
right?
let's do that, please.
And I gave you a piece of vinyl when we came in here, the Yannick Coffee and Time
Yes,
vinyl,
indeed.
right? So that's executive produced by Ro Blvd, right?
Shouts out to Ro, man.
I'm going to have him come to the mic real quick, man.
Oh, God! Hey, Ro Blvd. He's like, I don't want to get. Where the camera at? I don't like to be on. Where the camera at? Right there.
I test every idea with this guy, man. So Yannick Coffee and Time wouldn't have happened the way it is without Ro.
Shouts out to Ro, man.
So, I told him about this project, and he was like, first he thought about it. He's like, fuck it, I'm on board.
Yeah.
But I'll let him speak too. So I'll let you speak on, your contributions and all that, and then we'll just kind of get everybody.
Step on to the left a little bit right there. Right. Somebody that's obviously known Thurz for so many years. Obviously, you've been a part of the You and I story. Talk about this for you, if and I'm sure it is a full circle moment for yourself to be a part of this project. And when he, brought to you the idea, or how did you say, I got to be involved in this?
You know what? It was interesting because at that time there was a lot of talk around AI. Mm-hmm. So I mean, not trying to speak for everybody, but like for myself, it was somewhat of a gray area because it's AI.
Yeah.
We're musicians, we're artists, we're writers, we're producers, and with Thurz, he's always has the right intention, and not only that, he's always seeing things like 10 steps ahead. Mm. So when he said like, he has Suno on board for this project, we're about to get everyone in the studio, I was like, all right. I was like, all right. So then just the thought of it and me going into it, knowing that I was going to be around just high level talent, high level individuals, high level thinkers. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna go there at the camp because it was like a camp. It felt like a basketball camp.
Wow.
You go there, just like, man, like these are all recruits.
Right.
Probably signed to a college already or about to go to a league of some sort.
Yeah, he didn't call y'all pro yet. That's fucked up. You see
no.
Yeah, all the little homies.
Crazy.
I'm
crazy. Nah, but I went over there, just had my head down and just kept on working, and just like everyone else, it was a madhouse. I think Escrow, we got a documentary on the way, right? All the so you look out for that too, because that was crazy. Like everybody was going in and out of studios. We had producers set up in different places, and I think with Thurz talking about going into this project or going into the camp, he already had this in mind. It was like, just open up the floodgates, open up the studios, and see what happens. And what happened was crazy.
So did you have in mind like people that you wanted to reach out to, Thurz? Like, okay, I got to get these people involved, or was it just based off the relationships you had throughout the years? Like when you have this camp in mind, and I don't know if specific people that you have in mind, like, this person has to be here, and I know how it goes when you get in the studio. It's like, oh damn, well this person can be contribute as well, or this person may have fell through with so and so. Like how were you able to manage so many personalities, artists, producers to kind of keep this concise within 3 days? Because you had 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you navigate through that?
Man, everybody that's like top of mind, I kind of just run through my mind and I'm like, all right, who can do this? Who can do everything kind of specific? Who's like a specialist at a certain part of their art, that can add a different dynamic, where songs are going to be different based on their voice texture, based on their writing, style, based on what they do. And I was like, all right, I got this whole team of people that's been rocking, coming to different events that we do for Party in My Living Room. They've jumped on different records with me. So I was like, everybody here I've worked with in some capacity or been in the studio with. So I have like some level of familiarity with everybody here. So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do a project, this is the home team. Yeah. So I got to get everybody that's involved to come rock. And on Yannick Coffee and Time, I had Sndtrak, do a record on there. He did this record called Love Don't Live Here, right? And speaking of like hoops, and he looks like a hooper, right? Yeah. But he hoops by making beats, you know. So, but I have Sndtrak.
Damn, he just said you got all that hype for no reason. Damn, that's crazy. You see what he says? He got you all that hype for no reason. That's wild, bro. Damn. He said he dunking on you when it comes to the beats, man. So Sndtrak, when you get that call, and first of all, tell us what your response was when he's trying to explain to you this idea. You want to come down because you're like 7'8".
My bad. Let me see.
When he is he good, Bliss? Is he straight? When he needs to come over a little bit more.
Yeah. What's that?
When he gives you that call, right? Come down. Yeah, come back down right there. Yeah, get in the seat. God damn. Like 8'4" and shit. You still like 6'2", sitting down. Damn. But when you get this call, Sndtrak, like, first of all, what was that call, and what were your thoughts when he tells you about this idea?
I mean, for me, I look at it. It's just, you know, I feel like it's just work. You know, so he called whatever he called me for. I'm pulling up. You know, instantly. I mean, because again, we've built this relationship since I've been coming to LA. I'm from the Bay, I'm from Oakland, so. But coming down here, yeah, we've always recorded at the crib, just doing records and stuff. That's how that record spawned on, you know, his album. But yeah, he just called me to come through, and I'm like, okay, let's get it done.
So with that, when you calling him, is it like specific for particular tracks, or like what's the skeleton idea of, you know, the idea of like songs that you guys have? Is it, all right, look, we're going to work on a batch of records, or I have something specific in mind that I need you to do? Like, talk about that conversation that you guys have had.
For sure. So with the reason, you know, obviously he's an incredible producer, but the speed and quality of what he does with chopping, like he's like a chop specialist, right? So I'm like, the premise of the project is to create samples from Suno AI, and they have producers chop it. So I'm like, yo, this guy chops better than like 90% of like people, you know, that are sampling. So I was like,
he said he can chop better samples better than That's crazy. You just said it right now.
I'm pretty decent.
Hey man,
hey, talk your shit. Hey, come on, man.
Get
look,
the job done.
Nah,
get the job done.
Y'all gotta see the YouTubes.
Hey,
Look at the
shit.
YouTubes. You know, you'll get a bar of it.
I mean, shit. I just did a rhythm roulette, the master pill. You can check that out.
There you go.
A few other things.
Pop that. Yeah. Check the facts.
Yeah, but nah, man, I come from sampling, I come from soul, you know, oldies, you know, digging for records and things like that. So for me, it was a no-brainer, you know, because what it's capable of doing is kind of, you know, getting inspired or influenced by that sound that I love. So that's what I was, I guess, brought in for, you know, to put the soul, you know what I'm saying, bring the soul into, you know, the whole program. So,
got you. So you say you got the soul in there, and for you, again, production-wise, like what's your, after you, like, I feel like you're putting together this, I don't even know what to call it, but you got this gumbo pot, and it's like, okay, I got this ingredient. What was the next thought of mine, and who did you want to bring in at that point?
Next from there was Mel and his cousins, Eastie Boyz.
Eastie Boyz,
right?
Yes, sir.
Mel is like a technician on the drums, man. Like, he chops shit crazy too, but like his drum programming is like, he be going into his own world where he might not even talk to you. He's just into the beat, and he's just like, what the fuck are you doing, Mel? But he's just over there going crazy, right? So and then his cousins, the Eastie Boyz, they got, you know, bangers upon bangers with Blast and a whole bunch of great artists that they working with. So I'm like, they have a specific West Coast sound that's going to amplify what we're doing here. Ro's going to give me specific elements that nobody else is going to do. You know, DK the Punisher is going to be DK. Nobody sounds like each other, right? Yeah. Crisis, very specific. He chops, you know, they chop in a similar vein, but they're very specific with their drums. So, you know, Eastie Boyz and Mel Beats were the next in mind to, like, you know, bring into this monster of a production crew. Yeah. And Iman Omari, very specific, right? And am I missing anybody? Who else was chopping? Chuck English. He got production on there. Yep, sounds like TC. There we go.
Leave the plane to make sure you
right.
Hey, and then too, it's dope how that came together. Me getting with the Eastie Boyz, because then that spawned Game Time. Yeah. Because I had this soul sample, and I was like, man, I had this soul sample, and I was like, man, I should give it to them and see what they do. Because me, I'm like, I'm you know, I'm a team player. Yeah. I'm gonna pass the ball when I need to, so I'm like, they can get this done better than I can. I could do it too, but I'm like, they are very efficient in that area. So I'm like, let me just pass the rock to them, and they cooked up the Game Time record.
Eastie Boyz, come over here real quick.
Yeah.
Eastie Boyz, real quick, man. And Mel Beats, I need you guys to explain working with so many people. Obviously, bangers on bangers. We can go down the resume, right? But how's this experience been different than any other experience that you guys have kind of like put together collectively, individually? Like how has this experience been different from what you guys have done before? And make sure you kind of come down a little bit so you can get to the camera. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It was actually like synchronic in a way because we was already like really getting into Suno. We was really excited. And when he put this together, I called him and was like, you got to be there and you got to be there because we already been having these conversations of what the possibilities with this particular platform was. So, and then it was perfect with this guy because he's good at conceptualizing. And, you know, when we get together, it's really like we already know it's something, we formulating something, like we bringing something together, coagulating. It's not like we just, you know, we doing something that's special every time we work with them. Yeah. And everybody in here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So specifically when it comes to like the AI and the technology as producers, why, I mean, Thurz kind of gave us his reasoning as an artist, why he doesn't run for that and lean into it. As producers, why do you guys kind of have that same thought process? Is like, yo, let's use the technology that we have and use it to our advantage versus kind of shying away from it and kind of, you know, letting major corporations or whoever kind of jump on board?
I'm going to use an analogy that I heard Jay Pound say when we was there. He was like, do you want your food cooked? Or you want to cook it? So it's like for Suno, it's another tool in the kitchen. Something that can do something that's like, all right, what's the most thing that spend the most time when you're in the kitchen? I like to compare making beats to cooking in the kitchen. It's like cooking.
Gotcha.
Prep work, when you cutting up the onions and doing that, you spend a lot of time doing that, and then the cooking part is like the fastest part.
Gotcha.
So Suno can help you kind of do those individual pieces a little bit quicker, and kind of, if you working on a concept, you can conceptualize a little bit. You know, so the bad part of that is when you take all of that and you don't put nothing into it. You just say, do that for
Just
me.
do it. Right. Which a lot of people, that's the misconception when it comes to AI. It's just like the copy and paste, just give it the prompt and let it go and not do anything to it, which a lot of people tell you is like, that's okay, but that's not what it's for. You're supposed to put, even if the basics of ChatGPT is like ChatGPT can spit some shit out for you, pause, but it's like you got to put your own, you got to put your own twist to it or tweak it.
A lot of people who don't even make music go in there and be like,
myself, just in case, you know? Go ahead.
A lot of people that don't even make music go in there and be like, oh, this is dope. I made this dope thing. And they take the I made this part to be really like I made music.
Right.
Which is, I guess, in this technology, it is true. Yeah. But they missing the whole part of making music, which is the whole thing of making music.
We'll tie this last part into it, Eastie Boyz. I would love to get your response to it. What was the most challenging part about this whole process? Was it different at all from what you guys have done before, or is it like, oh no, we stepped in here and knocked it out as normal? But I would still love to hear if there were any challenges, and if so, what were those challenges and how you navigated through that?
I mean, like he said, I was already working with Suno before this whole thing, so I kind of got used to everything before we.
You already had the heads up, yeah.
So I mean, that's why he called me to come or whatever. But I mean, I don't see no. I mean, a lot of the things that they were showing us, I already knew. I kind of like answering the questions before they were saying.
Not really too many challenges for real.
Say it again.
It's just more so making it your own for real. My bad. More so just making it your own. Just, you know what I'm saying, trying to still have that creativity, you know what I'm saying, even though it is AI, you know what I'm saying, so you still got to take it and do your own thing with it, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty much
I was going to say, because it's like, if you can, and I'm not too familiar with the whole process, but I could imagine that if you can create a prompt or have a prompt that does half the work that you would normally have to do, it's like, oh man, this is, okay, it takes the stressful part out of it, but how do you not get lazy in that sense of like, oh shit, but I can really just tell it to do what I needed to do and kind of keep it pushing from there, and nobody would actually really know.
I mean, but you know, though. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, but let's assume you're not an ethical
creative. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me at least, you know what I'm saying? For me at least, like, you know, I'm big on keys and big on instrumentation, so it's like, I'm not finna just let AI do it for me when I know I could do it myself. That's just me personally.
That's important.
But it can't do what they could do.
They don't got no soul and no heart.
Facts.
Well, the one thing that I think is cool is like, okay, what if I want to do something that ain't like that don't exist. What's the prompt for that?
Right.
So I'm looking for something that maybe is not even in a prompt. It's just how I'm approaching being creative.
Yeah.
Something is gonna happen in a way that I'm pushing the thing to think if I see that this is the threshold of Suno, I'm thinking what the hell is on the other side of the threshold.
Right.
So
I love that way of thinking also, and it kind of ties back into what Thurz said earlier. And I do want you to get into, because we talked about the production, right? Now I want you to get into the artistry, but one thing that you said, and it's all a part of Party in My Living Room. You said a happy accident, right? And it ties into what Mel just said. It's like there are no prompts for some shit you don't know what it's gonna be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a beautiful way of kind of like tying it in for people that are, apprehensive about AI and how to use it. Of course, there's nothing perfect about the situation. So there's things that still need to, gotta fix the kinks or whatever.
Right.
But artistry-wise, now you got the foundation of producers.
We still got to talk about third party too.
Third party, yeah, we go. Yeah, please.
They're here too, so I want to make sure they get to
absolutely
speak.
Yeah, for sure.
But what you're talking about too, right? So, and third party is my younger brother, my cousin, right? So they've been DJing at Coachella, and they're producing. They produce a few records for me, so I wanted to make sure they're involved in this process because they have great ideas, and I let them speak on this too. But what I see that the advantage provides tool-wise is that AI almost gives you customized presets. Every piece of hardware and software comes with presets. But if you have that idea that's outside of the threshold or whatever it is, you're able to give a prompt that's going to create all these different presets. And you can manipulate that to your liking and export it, stem it out, throw it into your DAW, and then it's just that. Then you go above the threshold, right? So I can let them kind of speak on their process and, their contributions to the project.
Third party. Nepotism, baby. That's how we do it. First of all, let's talk about that because I think that's important. Like, using the connections that you have and your resources that are around you. First of all, I want to know how long have you guys been making music and DJing, and how long did it take for him to finally start listening? Like, okay, y'all got something. Yeah, let's make it happen. Like, y'all can contribute to the whole process.
Well, I think I've been making music for probably about like 8 years now. And how long you been like?
I've been making music for like 8 years. Probably been DJing for like 3 years now.
Yeah, about like 3 years. We just started DJing like for real, taking it serious. And I think it was like the whole thing about this camp. I think it was cool because I've been wanting to work with like a lot of these artists for like a minute, and just having this whole camp and like the whole 3-day process, like everybody together, it was easy to just knock out like all those features. I got to work with Airplane. I've been wanting to work with him, Fat Ron. Just everybody that's here. So
was it overwhelming at all? Again, not knowing the processes that you've dealt with before, but in this situation, being under the deadline of 3 days and having so many artists and other producers in the building as well, was it overwhelming at all, or did you guys just was it a natural process for the both of you?
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty natural.
Okay.
I feel like we knocked out like a lot of songs within like the first day too, like the first couple days, honestly.
Yeah, everybody was really working. It was more fun. Like there was no pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like no pressure, so it was all fun.
What did you learn about yourselves as creatives throughout this whole process, being around different people, probably seeing how other people work? Did you pick up different tools and keys from different people, or I like this? Like talk about some of those things as well.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of that, seeing how other people produce, because I know that me and him work together like all the time. It's good to see like. I would always listen to like blast music. I didn't know Eastie Boyz was like their producers and everything. And then we got to finally collab with them and see how they work. So it just gave us some more inspiration.
Did Airplane James introduce you to his writers?
Nah.
Hey, you look hurt. What? The fuck? He said he wrote all that himself.
That's hilarious.
I'm fucking with you. But no, how was that being with somebody that you wanted to work with and actually locking in and getting the whole process down with them as well?
Oh man, it was cool. Like I feel like that happened like a lot. Like it happened like every single day. Like I never worked with Iman Amar, and then I got like some beats with him, and then Sndtrak too. Like I've been listening to his stuff for like a minute. So it's just back to back. Like we just go from room to room, and then just like we make a beat here, somebody get on this beat, and then go to this room, make another beat here, and it's just back and forth. So it was a cool process. I'm ready for the next one already.
Damn, he's talking about volume 2, Thurz. Damn. Yeah. All right, Well, I appreciate all y'all pulling up. We're gonna keep it moving with. Is there any more producers that we didn't mention that obviously I know the ones that are here? We get everybody down?
Yeah, everybody that's here.
The artistry.
Yeah, artistry.
Artistry,
All right.
man. Talk to me about, I like how you reached out to Ro first, right? That's an integral part of this thing. That's the day one. And I don't know, it's no pressure, but who was the first person you reached out artist-wise was like, oh, yeah, I got to have this person here right next to me as we start this thing off?
So
Look, so
Fat Ron has been at every party in my living room.
Absolutely.
Every party in my living room. So he's my first call. Every time I text him, he take like a day to text me back because he always changing his number.
Hey, you better than me, dog. You changed your number 3 times with me. I'm not saving it no more.
Dog, Fat Ron always got a new number. So when I text him, I'm like, is it blue or is it green? Right?
and foremost, right.
It was blue. And I was like, you know what? Let me just call him. I called him up. I was like, hey, we about to do this camp. So he's been rocking at every part of my living room. He's on like a lot of songs with me. So he's the first person I called to, come pull up and contribute, man. So, and he's from Inglewood.
Hey, that's right. Inglewood's on, man. Fat Ron is here. Yeah. Fat Ron. The most important question I got for you is why you changed your number so much, bro?
All right, look.
So what happened was
this way. First of all, God is good.
Okay, all the time.
Start there, and then this way. Oh my bad. Phones, they like clothes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really. At the end of the day, it's about getting to me. It ain't about how you get to me. It's about getting to me.
Ass up, Fat Ron. Talk about the experience of creating. This is somebody you've known for years, but when he talks about this camp, like. Are you open for? Of course, you're open for the idea, but it's like when he talks to you about this process, like, what's your thoughts? Because I feel like Thurz is always coming with different ideas and things. So is it just like, oh, it's just another, no pun intended, just another Thurz idea, Thurz movement? This is just Thurz, or is it like, damn, okay, I can see this being something completely different? Like, what was your thought process when he first hit you?
It was literally both though, because I am used to Thurz hitting me and being like, yo, we got this going on.
Right.
Like, yeah, like you already know what it is.
Yeah.
But When I got the idea, I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be dope. You bringing together all these dope
You see how he got the idea?
When I got that idea, you know what I'm saying? I am Thurz.
Taking the whole, no, go ahead, keep going.
Nah, real life though. I heard all the people, the idea was bringing all these different artists together with these different producers. I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be a banger, like no doubt. So I was excited about it for sure.
Man. So how do you challenge yourself, again, being under the deadline of 3 days and typically, how long does it take for you to create verses and create music and things of that nature? Were you challenged by being under the deadline like that?
Well, first of all, tequila exists, okay? That's numero uno.
First and foremost, yeah.
It's here with us on Earth. So, that was definitely one of the things I took, and I used that as a tool. Like
he said, damn, Suno, I got tequila.
Tequila was over Suno.
That's my prompt.
For sure. That I ain't gonna lie, dog. We definitely was putting them shots up, but outside of that, like, my whole strategy was coming here was like, let me put some paint where it ain't.
Yeah.
Because, I'm walking through rooms and I'm like, okay, like, what y'all working on? I'm hearing they doing this over here. I'm like, oh, them verses is crazy. Okay, like, how can we put this together? You know what I'm saying? Add my little ingredient to it. So that was my whole goal, just to come in there and put, I'm on a gang of songs. That was really, it's really just walking in the room real quick off of 3 shots. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Taking another shot with everybody, like, y'all want one? All right, let's do it. Doing that, then we on to the next room.
What has it been like for you to kind of watch the evolution of not only Thurz but this brand and being a part of the ride as well, and contributing to it, being a part of them like he said, and just naturally evolving throughout that process?
So basically, I'm over proud of Thurz himself and just the whole brand of Party in My Living Room, because like you said earlier, I was there at the first one. If I'm mistaken, I grabbed the mic during the Woodworks performance. Shout out Woodworks, my boy D Smoke, Tiff. Sir, Davion, yeah. But they was performing. I was there for the first one, and I just kept riding the wave, and I seen everything grow from obviously up to Coachella. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is, we can't really get no bigger than that when it comes to festivals. So, I watched the whole grind, and yeah, I'm proud of the brand where it's been.
Love that, man. So Thurz, man, next call, like who'd you hit up next? What was the next call that you was like, yo, I got to get this person involved?
So we got a big group chat.
Okay.
Right. So I probably got like 3 group chats. Right. I know I'll be
just 3.
Just 3. Right.
You started 12.
Right.
At least 21.
Right.
Songs.
You're right. But
a group chat for each song?
Those are new. Because we have to get splits together.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, right? But I'm like, I don't want everybody to be blowing up, getting their shit blown up to see what we talking about, split wise, right? Yeah. So I hit the group chat. You know, this initial group chat has most of the people that was rocking at Coachella, right? So Coco's in there, Airplane's in there, and then, you know, after I speak with Reezy, I'm like, all right, yo, this is what's happening. It blew the fucking chat out. Everybody had like different opinions, and we did like a Zoom call and everything on it. It was hilarious, but it was dope, right?
Did you document that process too?
I should have, low key.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, I should have. So next person, Coco had pulled up, right? She was like, she called me on the side. She was like, yo, I'm with it. I'm with the shits. You know, she had to go to, did you have to go to Korea at that time?
I don't remember.
She's I was in Korea, motherfucker.
But I know I had to take a flight.
Okay. So yeah, come.
International Coco Sarai, come on, man.
Yeah.
Talk to the people when you got the call. You know what I love the most? That she called him on the side, like, look, hey, nigga, I'm on this. I'm with it. But when you see the group chat blow up, and I'm assuming you said the Zoom was after that or before when she gave you a call. Did you call him before the
after the Zoom? After
so
the
what was
Zoom.
that? What was that? What inspired you to give him a call on the side and let him know, like, okay, yeah, I'm with this for sure, versus just kind of letting things mature the way it was going to mature?
I think it was important that I voiced the things that bothered me about it, you know?
Suno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at the time, you know, it's under litigation, it's mad stuff happening, people got people beats, and the shit is getting crazy.
I was
right?
going to ask you about that in
right?
a second.
And so as artists, we're all individual brands, and naturally we're going to be concerned about what that looks like in association. That's one. Two, I already know about Suno. So I'm interested into anything tech all the time. I'm like always interested in that and anything that's moving creativity forward. I feel like when cars came out, niggas who was selling horses was tight.
It was pissed.
They was hot.
How they gonna get around with what?
They was hot.
Yeah.
They was hot.
Yeah.
And somebody had to figure out how to, all right, I'm going to move with the times and figure out how I can still be a part of this. Maybe I'm going to give a nigga a ride on a horse to the car dealership.
Right.
You got to figure
get my business right.
You know, and so, after talking about it, I'm like, my question for him was like, how do we make sure we're keeping the humanity in this and that's documented? So when people ask questions about what we're doing, why we're doing it, what about if they're like, oh, now everything you do, you're using AI? It's like, hold on, I'm really nice. We do this, all of us, right? And so I think that was my question. Like, what does this look like, optic-wise? And I'm trusting you as my brother who understands and loves us and cares about what we're doing and understands that this is really some cool shit to be a part of. You know, like, how do we, make that make sense? And he's like, well, we're going to document the whole thing so people can see how artists can use it. People can see how it can be a tool. And then I have knowledge about it already. So then I'm like, oh, yeah, bet. Let me tell you, we can do this, this, and this too. And I haven't gotten a chance to do that. And lastly, I fuck with everybody here. We done been in all sorts of spaces together, partying and performing, and so now we get to create together. It's like really being with your cousins when y'all go on that walk. Somebody said it in the group chat, and come back smelling like smoke. It's like that, right? But you excited about it because you get to do it for a couple days. So when he called me to do it, I knew I had to take a flight. I pushed like my trip back like an extra day just so I could like be, make sure I could be there. And I think I had like 4 hours at the top of the camp. Like soon as it started, I had 4 hours to like get in and do something. And I started going from room to room and seeing what was going on. And then I sat down with the people and was like, what about if I want to upload a voice memo I have? Because now this is starting it the opposite way. Because everybody's still warming up, but I just got there and I know I got like 2 minutes and 45 seconds in this bitch and I gotta go, right? Sorry, y'all, I curse a lot.
No, you good.
So uploaded a voice memo into it from 2019, and the reps from his name was CJ, right? Yeah, he's sitting there. He's like, well, this is how you would do that. I guess it's underpainting, but technically it can't. Just show me how that works.
Right, I need that.
So uploaded it, wrote in the prompt, and to see what happens. And when it popped out, it was like, oh, throw it in Pro Tools right now. Like, because now I have, it has that little piece of the hook. And now my brain is going for freestyles. But then we got Eastie Boyz, we got Mel, we got Third Party, we got Hugh Augustine, we're all in the room just rocking. And they're taking it and bending it and flipping it and like all of the things right there in the soul. So while it started with a voice memo that I had and the idea, the the production grew with these beautiful people in the room. And Hugh, I'm sitting there just freestyling. He was like, yo, you think I can hop on it? And I'm like, yeah, nigga, come on. Like, you know, if anything, I think it was like probably one of the first songs that got done or started at the camp because I knew I had to leave. Like, so I'm like pushing it back, pushing it. Like my flight leaves at like 40. I was late, by the way. I missed that flight. I don't know if you know.
The late to your flight. I thought you said
missed
you were
the fuck out that flight. I missed the flight. I got on the next one though. I was like, it's crazy. Something happened. The Uber car accident. Oh God, help me. Right, and they put me on the next one. But that's what it was.
So out of 3 days, you were there for only 4 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the first 4 hours.
But you were still able to contribute in other ways based off of like voice notes, or you were just in and out that 4 hours?
It was like in and out, and because I had to leave town so quickly, and
because it's 3 days, so
right,
it's like,
exactly.
No
so for me and we know each other. We met at Aftermath, you know, working with Dre, and so we were in the same studio where we worked for like 2 years, right? So it would be like that where there was producers in every single room, and I used to hop around to every room. So the whole time I'm walking out the door, I was like, "That's crazy! They got Sndtrak, they got Iman, they got the Eastie Boyz. I can't be on none of that shit. Hey, man, this is crazy. Nigga, Airplane James. That's the first thing I told him is I wanted to do a record with, but I didn't get a chance to. But yeah, that's what it was. It was an amazing experience, though. It was a lot of fun.
That's so dope, man. And being that you've had multiple experiences like this, how was this different than any other experience? And actually, my question is, did you walk away with any reservations after the fact? After all those things you voiced and was like, man, I want to make sure this, and this, did you walk away like, damn, I really kind of wish that we still incorporated this? Or did you walk away like, damn, actually, I have no reservations anymore at this point?
Whatever reservations I had, I checked them before I agreed to come. So when I called them on the side, whatever my reservation was, like I told you, I said it. Hey, bro, this is how I feel. This is what I'm thinking. And this is in protection of not just me, but you as a brand and what that means. So what does that look like? And how do we make sure that, that's what it is. And so at that point, it's like, I trust you. I trust the team. And I'm about to have mad fun. Like, I'm with my brothers and my sisters. Like, this is about to be fun. You're not thinking about it like work at that point, because then it takes the creativity out of it when you're starting to think about all that other shit. It's like, let's go and have fun and make some fly shit. And then by the time everything came together, he sent me the whole project. I'm like, I got jams for that. These niggas was going nuts. And I missed all of that.
I got my 4 hours in, though.
You get what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, so my reservations, they were voiced already. And so now it's like, all right, this is what the documentary is going to look like. And hey, you want to see it? This is what we got so far. How you feel about what was captured, what is said, he's not making it a dictatorship in that way. He understands and respects everyone's talent and what you're doing individually. And so because of that, one, I'm going to say what I need to say. And two, he on the same wave. Like, let's move culture forward in this way. And let's bring our people together. Let's partner with these big, because when I think about it, because I'm from Brooklyn, right? So that's another thing. I've been here for 7 years, and so I got family here. I'm all in it.
Us now,
I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I love it here. People, they know. But at the same time, I understand that there's a culture that existed here before I got here. And these people that have these relationships before I got here. And now after 7 years, this is my family too. Like we go together real bad. So it's I reservations at this point. I'm not worried as much as I was, as long as we have the documented showcasing of the effort and the energy and the real artistry that's put into what we all do and how it's presented to the world. And it's a tool. Just like it's a tool.
Exactly.
So
Thurz, man, hearing that from somebody that you obviously respect and wanted to come in and, I want to get your response on when she's telling you these reservations that she's having, in the back of your mind, where you're like, oh no, we already got that taken care of, or like, oh damn, you're right, I didn't consider this, I didn't consider that, I'm gonna definitely bring that to the table and kind of figure out what's going on. And how do you feel now that her reservations are at ease and that level of trust is there? And I'm sure not just for her, but for everybody involved, that they're putting this in your hands to say, yo, I know you got us. You know what I'm saying? That level of trust is there. So how does that feel for yourself?
No, it was, I feel like everything is a conversation away. So I'm like, let's over communicate. Let's like put everything on the table. And I'm already thinking like what could be the pros or cons from every situation. So I play stuff out in my head. And sometimes sometimes I overthink it.
little too
Sometimes
much,
I
yeah,
shoot
yeah.
from the hip.
Right.
So Ro gets mad at me when I shoot from the hip. 'Cause I'm like, I got to get out of my way sometimes, right? So I imagine what everybody's going to say, right? And so, I was able to just communicate what I thought people's reservations were going to be. And then, they would confirm, what I would assume that they were thinking, right? And then they would kind of go more into depth on what they wanted to voice. But I'm like, yo, this is what the intention is, though. We're not just saying, yo, make the art for us. We're all going to do what we do. We're just going to use this as a tool. Yeah. Let's make generative AI, sample beds. And we're just going to chop it up like all our producer homies usually do. And we're going to rap the best that we can rap, sing the best we can sing, and, no expectations,
So one thing that she brought up, Coco was talking about the situation with Suno, and it's been the headlines in Timberland, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to know that were you creating this prior to that situation happening, or was that all happening at the same time?
That was happening at the same time.
So what the fuck is going through your mind when you see the headline yourself? You're like, guys, what the fuck are we doing? I got niggas coming to the camp, and we got 25 tracks we working on. What are we doing right now? So I would... Group chat going crazy. And I want to know the responses from the artists in real time when they're telling this, because I'm assuming that people are okay with the thought, but then as this is happening, it's like, yo, soon what? Do you see what's going on? What Timbo? What's going on?
Hey, Plain would tell you. It was non-stop. I'm like, all right, how many quotes or how many memes y'all gonna send me? It was funny as hell. That's what we do. We clown.
Yeah.
Like it can be serious, but it's never gonna be too serious.
Gotcha.
Like we always gonna laugh, but we all share the same sentiment. But we're like, yo, we control the narrative. Like it's only shit is gonna come out if we feel good about it.
Gotcha.
If we're able to, convey what we want to convey.
So you like, look, the shit ain't. We gonna tuck this motherfucker.
Yeah. Yo,
tucking this bitch.
Hey, I got
what? And fuck it.
I got so much shit that I ain't put out. It's
Right,
just
right.
like I'm not comfortable yet with putting shit out, certain things out. But that's kind of what the mindset was there. I'm like, if everybody's comfortable, we're gonna push forward.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is the intention behind it. And then I'll let Plain speak on some of that shit too, man. 'Cause
Gotcha.
he was like just with it though. He was like, fuck it. I'm with it. I'm there.
Niggas is copying. Niggas copying. So Plain, man, I know you would. That's one of the things I credited you with. One of the last conversations we had, I said, yo, Plain is one of the funniest motherfuckers that you guys probably would never know. I feel you've been doing a lot. You've been doing a lot better lately as far as showcasing your personality in that sense. So when you get this call and then obviously it's kind of like overlapping with the headlines, what are your thoughts, bro?
Well, we had like a Zoom call. I had that shit on mute. So we had a Zoom call and everybody's just going back and forth. And as soon as Thurz was like, man, if we don't like it, we don't gotta put it out. I unmuted my shit. I'm like, yeah.
What he said.
Man, we gonna do this shit. And if we don't like it, we beat their ass.
So when you get that call though, like and not only the call, but then being in the environment of being in front of so many creatives, one thing that I know that you're used to is kind of working under the deadline. You talked about, the what was the term that you
Hell Week.
Hell Week over at Diamond Lane. So how did this compare to that? And did that training from Hell Week kind of help with this?
Oh hell yeah, that shit was fun. Like I was trying to see like me and Hugh Augustine, we start having like a little competition. I'm like, wait, which room you going in? He like, I just did that one over there. I'm like, I'm finna go over there and get on that one.
Yeah.
Like we was racking them up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably on like damn near 80% of the songs. I ain't even gonna lie.
I seen the track list. I'm like, damn, Plain. Like, okay. I'm about to say this is a Thurz and Plain project. What's going on?
Shit was not even like. It was just like, man, we was getting to it.
Yeah, but that experience, has it been different than anything that you've been a part of, or do you like? Is it similar to those Hell Weeks, or is it like, nah, actually, this is a little different in the sense of?
Well, in the Hell Weeks, like I was always like the little homie. Like right here, I felt like I arrived. I'm a big dog.
Everybody want to work with Plain. Look at you.
Not like that. I'm just saying though, like
I'm trying to gas him up real quick.
Like being able to walk in the room, like, yep, I got something for this.
Yeah.
Yep, I got something for this. Yep, I got something for this.
Fire.
I'm fucking with it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, yeah.
Was it any challenging moments that you had to deal with throughout this whole process, aside from being apprehensive of like, okay, yo, this don't sound right, or if this ethically isn't right, then any other challenges aside from that?
Nah, it didn't feel like work at all. It was just like chilling with the homies. And then like a lot of them like, I've been wanting to work with, so we all in the same room, we're able to work on shit and like all contribute.
You know what this reminds me of? Like as you guys are talking about it and just looking at, see, the camera can't pan to everybody's faces, which is kind of unfortunate. That's why I want to give everybody a little bit of time. Is the joy and the sparkle that you see from people as you guys are talking about this, as you guys are reminiscing on stories. It reminds me of like of course I wasn't there at the time, but it's reminiscent of what I hear about the when the Chronic was made. Right? And it's like you hear these stories of everybody in this studio going back, or just even the Death Row stories before niggas was getting their ass beat and shit, right? None of that, I'm sure.
Definitely had that moment. I'm like, damn, nigga, we in Dre shit.
You just hear the camaraderie between artists and, the going back and forth and challenging each other. And, I got something better for this, or we can do this, and how things particularly happen. Do you think that more artists should work that way? Do you think that's beneficial, or do you think moving forward a lot of projects should be made that way, or is it kind of like, to each his own? If you want to create by yourself, create by yourself. I just feel like there's magic and energy with a lot of people like that.
I think the synergy you get from like building with everybody in the room is nothing like that. You feel me? Like you need people. Like there was this moment where Iman was like, he was like kind of like telling everybody, you ain't doing it right. You ain't doing this song right. Hey, he was taking niggas off songs. He like, nope. So in my mind, I'm like, man, he ain't finna tell me to. But I'm nervous. I'm like, man, I got something for it. I got an 8. Pull my shit out, do it. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's how you supposed to come on that motherfucker. I'm like, pause. That was crazy.
Wow.
But I'm like, yeah. I left the room like, yeah. You feel me? He ain't take me off of it.
Right. He took you off? That's crazy. I get pulled off that motherfucker.
I for sure was instigating. Like, don't let him do that.
No, but I like the synergy part of it, because I think that's important. Again, you don't really hear too many stories like that, and so I'm glad that you guys had that experience. And again, it's similar. Everybody's kind of saying the same thing. So who was up?
You gotta talk to Hugh, man.
Yeah,
he was going crazy.
Hugh was going crazy in there.
Yeah, the Plain and Hugh show, man.
Plain and Hugh. Hugh is no stranger to the homegrown platform as well, man. And I love that you were a part of this as well. You posted something, I believe it was today, about artistry, right? And the amount of time it takes for an artist to put out their body of work, or just what they have, and people respecting that. So for somebody being around creatives and somebody, the intentionality of Thurz, like putting this together and seeing how much the intention is there. Like, what were your thoughts going into it, and then what reservations did you have walking into it, and were your reservations eased coming out of this process?
I mean, Thurz texted me. I wasn't on that Zoom call. Thurz hit me, I think it was the night before, and was like, yo, are you available tomorrow? Like, we're doing this camp this weekend. Can you come? And I was like, well, what day should I come? Should I come Saturday, Sunday, Friday? Like, what? He was like, just come tomorrow. So I pulled up on Friday, not really knowing exactly the premise of the Suno thing, but I already knew CJ, and he put me on to Suno like a month or two before that. So I knew what was up, but I still was like, okay, like, how is this gonna work? Because there's so many people in the room. They're kind of doing like a tutorial, and I'm a kind of guy who, like, I get in the studio, I'm just like ready to rap. If the beat is hard, like, I'm ready to go. So, being in the room with all these dudes, it kind of just made it easy. Whatever reservations I had, like, as soon as somebody started making a beat, it's like, it just felt like a normal session.
Got you.
Yeah.
Again, that energy that we were talking about, and the competitiveness. Talk about that from your perspective. Like, were you going back and forth too, listening to shit like, oh man, I got something for that on every single thing, or like, how was your?
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I was like, all right, I think I'm doing too much. Like,
he just called me at the last minute.
I don't know. I ended up being there every day. I was showing up like before niggas. I was showing up to the studio like first nigga there, getting a they didn't even know it was parking in the back. I was pulling up to the studio like it was my shit. But Yeah, I mean, when you're in the studio with people that really do this for their life, they're not playing with it. It makes you rise to a certain level. And then I'm naturally just a competitor. So being there with somebody like Fat Ron, June, like they're going to bring so much energy, something that's completely different than like what I bring because I'm like a lyricist and like that. And then Plain is going to come with like the crazy melodies, and then Cakes is going to come with like the woman perspective that none of us are bringing, you know? So sometimes there was tracks where I was the only person in the room because a lot of times I looked up and everybody's bouncing around and I'm like, well, shit, I'm just going to stay in here and lock in. But there was a lot of times where it was just like an idea would pop off because Ron would sing something or, you know, somebody's doing a melody and then I just start writing. You know, I just start writing. I'm just getting inspired by all the energy that's flowing in the room. And I don't know. I feel like we were all like playing in a championship, you know, because it also is my first time doing anything like on record with Party in My Living Room too. So I felt like, you know, there's a lot of compilations or collaborations or lists in LA, you know, so many things where you could say like, if you weren't a part of this, you were not a part of like LA hip hop or the scene or whatever. And when he hit me to be a part of this, I was like, I need to be there. I need to show out because this is one of those things where nobody can do the revisionist history on like Hugh Augustine's contribution to LA music and hip hop, because I know even if they didn't see all the shit from my past, any of my shit in the future, if they tap in on this, they're going to get like a full spectrum of me and, you know, all the different styles, because they definitely got Ratchet Hugh on Party in My Living Room shit. Yeah.
Now, Thurz, talk about that as well, man. Just making sure that, you know, there's a somewhat of a balance. Like, it's not just, you know, one lane. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think what was the I messed the name up.
Lot of ass.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, this is what we doing. All right, but the freedom in being able to kind of go outside the box of what
Put them on the glass.
Hey,
the freedom to put them on the
Thurz
glass.
is saying Freedom Areolas in 2025, man.
we put it on a t-shirt.
But the freedom to be able to kind of explore those different, you know, not genres, but I mean different lanes or whatever for you.
Like, no ceilings, you know, to like anything that I want to create. So if we're going to do a rap record, I might have to get out my comfort zone a little bit. I'm like, dang, I don't want my daughter to hear this.
Right.
Hold on. But we having fun. And when you go to a party in my living room, you know, the girls turning up to Sexy Red, they going up to everything that's ratchet, you know, the Glorilla joint. So I'm like, we got to give them something like, you know, in this vein. Let's like, you know, give them
You can't have a party in my living room without nothing turned up.
Right.
So
Come
it's
on.
like, and that's what I understood from it. So for people that may hear it, it's like, oh, this is kind of a different line. It's like, this is really the embodiment of what a party in my living room is all about.
Yeah.
So who's the next person you reached out to, or people that we haven't make sure we highlighted?
We got to highlight Cakes, man.
Cakes, man.
You
Come
know,
on, Cakes.
Shout out to THX.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah.
So this woman right here, man. I'm gonna let her talk and get her shit off, but yeah, she's special, man.
So hearing that, you know, being special and standing out as well, man. Talk about your involvement when you got the call, and you know, did you have any expectations coming into it? Like, oh yeah, I got to make sure I do this, or was it just another day in the studio? I'm gonna just be authentically myself and kind of see what sticks.
To be honest, same as Hugh, I really didn't know what was happening until I got in there and heard the tutorial, and they broke down what was going to happen over the next 72 hours. I had I'm like the new kid on the block. So like I haven't actually been on a track with anybody at all until this project. So, but I've like tapped in with a few people, and so I've been on Thurz like about 5-6 years or so. Met him at THX Studio. So I just walked in the room, and as soon as I got there, Plane was pulling up, and I was like, "Hold on a minute," because I've been trying to get.
On?
Yeah, I got him on my list. So I'm like, yeah. So as soon as I saw him, and I saw Tiffany, I saw Iman, I was like, oh,
that's what we doing.
They in here, So I was just like, okay, I got to make sure
Is it at that moment when you see people pulling up and people that you have on your list and like, damn, is it overwhelming for you at that point, or did you like kind of like step into it like, damn, like Plain said, like I've arrived to even be considered for this, like, yo, okay, I'm doing something right and I'm a part of this for a reason. Which way did you lean towards initially kind of going into the process?
As soon as I saw the caliber of artistry and production I was in that building, I was like, that was my confirmation for me that I belong in the exact place that I was at and where I was at mentally and just overall artistry where I was like, okay, I'm in alignment. So I was working at a school and I had our last day of school was like, I think June 5th. And I was talking to one of my students that I have like a relationship with, and we were talking. He was like, man, I don't want to see you back next year. Like, I want to see you too cool to even be here. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I said, all right, I'm going to give myself 60 days of just a straight focus. And he hit me on day 15.
That is wild.
So I ran into him on day 1 at an event, and then he hit me. So it was just there.
So what was it about Case that you was like, yo, I gotta get her a part of this right here? Because again, you got, knowing each other but not really knowing each other. It had to be something special there.
Man, I first seen her at Tough Crowd, and I was like, everything that Holla does is incredible, right? And I saw her on stage, I was like, everybody up here is crazy. But then it was reaffirmed when I saw her at Payday. Shout out to El Perez.
Yeah,
and I saw her show, I was like, she had homegirl Phoenix up there, and it was just like a great presentation. And then the raps were solid. I was like, and then the concepts were solid. I was like, I like this. This is dope. So it was always in my head. I was like, I got to get her integrated in the party in my living room. And I was having a sidebar with THX. I was like, we either going to do a Pimler session or something. We going to make something happen. And I was just like trying to figure out the right thing to do. And this was the opportunity to make something happen.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had confirmations in your life, Cakes, like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this, but I don't know why as artists, and I put myself into that same thing. I'm not an artist in that sense, but same thing, right? Creative. We ask for these confirmations, we get them, and then somehow we still kind of overthink or doubt ourselves or whatever the case may be. So talk about how this one was different than any other confirmations that you may have gotten in the past, and how are you now after the fact? Like, now that the project's done, you're a part of it, is that enough to sustain any other doubts that you might have down the line?
Yeah. So my brother decided to retire. Beat out the God. He decided to retire. So I've been like on his head for the last year and a half. And we were having a conversation, and he was like, we basically were in the same headspace of just like getting older and just, I think that this project for me is like the artist me. For my own stuff, I'm going to overthink it. I'm going to listen to the same song 22 times and try to figure out each little thing. This was like, it forced me out of my comfort zone, one, but it allowed me to just have fun and create, which then reignited like that little kid love for this that I've always had. That was just like gets missing when trying to, with perfectionism comes into play and just as a woman, the content of music I make, I don't make a certain type of music, so it's very hard for me to, crack through and break through. So this was like a proving ground for myself of like, okay, like first of all, I still got it. Yeah. Like, and I still got it though. Like, it's gonna get greater than this still. We haven't reached any type of place where like it's plateau. Like, oh, this can like grow and expand now. Seeing that, just being around these guys and being elevated by them and being able to elevate them as well and see.
Yeah, I want to ask you and Coco as well, man. Being, I'm assuming the only women a part of the project, right?
And Tiff,
Tiff, right?
And El Camille.
And El Camille, salute to El Camille, right? Being the women a part of this project, man. How important was? I'm assuming that you guys had felt safe in the environments, right? And how important was that kind of going into it? And you guys know Thurz, he's a good dude, but you don't know, maybe not know everybody else is around when you walk into the situation and kind of confirm like, oh man, this is a safe space to create, be myself, be authentic in what I'm doing. I'm just interested in hearing how that is, because a lot of times you hear those experiences of people not necessarily feeling comfortable in spaces like that. So how important was that for you in feeling safe in this environment and kind of moving forward and creating?
That was the most important thing for me. I've had every type of weirdo situation with men in this industry like that you can think of. So my rap name obviously is Cakes. So we added Speaking Of just because when I go into places I say my name is Cakes. It's been my nickname since birth. That's just what I rock with. But people always look behind me. And it's just like, bruh. Like, so I'm like, if I put Speaking Of Cakes, does that like give like a little poetic? We give it like, so this literally was the first room I ever walked in where I was introducing myself to people. And then nobody like say like, oh, what's your name, Cakes? Or look around. Like, it's literally like walk, like she said, like with your cousins and brothers. It just was all family.
Got you. Coco.
It's a male-dominated industry regardless. It's a male-dominated industry regardless. So I feel like I am literally always working with men, and I'm usually the only woman in the room most of the time. But being in a position of sometimes leadership or collaboration means that there's a certain confidence that I have to have in whatever the fuck I'm doing. And I'm here because I'm really, really good at it. So because of that, if you are treating me as anything other than your equal when it comes to what we're working on, then I don't have a problem. You have a fucking problem. Period. I'm coming in with the expectation that we're all coming here to like create something great. So if you were not here to do that and you being weird, not only is my Brooklyn ass gonna cut your ass, I'm gonna make it real uncomfortable.
Like, how did she get the razor blade from out of her trunk so fast?
It's because there's a way that you got to do things sometimes when you're women and you're dealing with people in positions of power, and sometimes when you like walk into it, it's a little too. But at this space, it's like this better not be what it's on, because if it is, we about to be in here jonesing on each other for the next. Like, I'm talking about baggy boots, I'm talking about dirty rim caps. I'm on your head. But that is only that only is something that I learned as a way to thwart some of that. You know, as a way to make sure that like, yeah, come on, we not on that. And if it ever came down to that, I'm just gonna say, like, nigga, you trying to fuck bitches? You trying to make money? What are you doing? Get to the what your verse sound like? It's mad pussy outside. Relax. Put your dick away. Put it away, my nigga. But right. It's mad honey outside. Let's get this money. But you know what it is? There was no expectation of even thinking about that in this space. I didn't even, when I realized I didn't even think about that at all, because it would have been so odd, you know? And none of that happened. If anything, everybody's so overly respectful. Like, it's beautiful, because sometimes I'm used to being around a bunch of guys. So sometimes if a joke is made in the room, it'll be like, oh, wait, Coco's in the building. I'm like, nigga, I'm on that too. I'm on your, you know, but it's a beautiful thing, because it's a lot of, it's like respect there, and it's really like being with your cousins. Like, for real.
It's reassuring to hear that, man. And it's like, you know, a lot of these people, they're my family, so I've known most of these people a long time. So it's good to hear that, because you hear about the weirdo energy in it, and there's nothing more unfortunate to hear that that's coming from somebody that you know, right? So to hear that they've created that safe space for you guys, you know, not just Thurz, but everybody involved that's on the creative process, that there's no weird energy. That's a reassuring thing, and I'm glad to actually hear that for sure.
All of the men are gentlemen and funny as fuck.
Gotcha.
And fly as fuck.
Right. And talented as fuck.
Yeah, love
like
that.
That's a beautiful environment to be in as a woman, where I can still the first line of my song is, I'm throwing some ass tonight. Ain't nobody bothering me. I'm walking around. I'm Jamaican, so my whole shit is, as soon as the beat come on, if my hips start moving, I can't help it. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't nobody worry about me. Yeah, what if you say this? This pipe is better. Let's add the drum. They did. It was a complete all love.
All love.
Like,
cool.
All love.
Thurz, I know we got a couple of more artists I want to make sure that we mention before we kind of conclude things. So I know we haven't seen June. We ain't seen June.
Oh yeah.
I know Rock is in the back, man. Yeah. Come on, June. Come on, June, man. June and Rock, come on over here.
Come on. I just gotta say, June is like a gem of the city, man.
Absolutely.
He's one of the most important rappers.
I just came to party. I came to party. I came to the thing to party. He called me. I think you called me like a
couple days before too, huh? Yeah, I was like, he was like Friday. I was like, should I come Saturday? He said, come every day. I don't care. Like, pull up.
There's no party.
And I just came pulling up, doing the same thing as him, bouncing around rooms.
You being a part of so many legendary things, obviously Overdose, and just your career as well. Talk about being in this environment around so many creators, which I know you know a lot of these motherfuckers anyway, right?
I've been knowing them for so long.
Yeah.
I had a song with Plane. I didn't even know it was in like 2012 or 13 or something
serious?
crazy. Yeah, me, him, and Rose Gold.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, like what the hell? So I've been knowing. And Thurz, I done seen Thurz fight. We're not gonna see it. This like 07, 08 or some shit.
We already went viral for the last interview. Don't even talk about that. Leave that alone.
No,
I know.
But I know, man. So it was just fun.
Yeah.
Like we had a party in there.
So when you hear somebody like Thurz says, yo, he's the gem of the city, and I've heard that from a lot of people as far as like how important your role is to LA, to the culture. You know what I mean? How does that feel, but like just making sure that you're always showing up yourself, but that people kind of entrust that you're gonna bring something to the party.
I'm just thankful. Honestly, I'm a real humble so when people tell me like certain stuff, I don't really like think about it too
when
crazy.
Did you start like embracing it though? Not to say like you overly confident with it, but like when did you start saying, damn, actually, it is something about what I got going on that people keep calling me for things like this?
Fresh out of high school,
Word.
I just was myself.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I can't be nobody but me. So you love it, hate it, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be me.
I love that.
So and people embrace it. So I'm like, thank you, bro. I always say thank you for even calling me. You feel me? Like, I'm taking care of these kids. You know what I'm saying? I got to have some fun with my boys.
I was about to say, man, because like you being a father too, man. How do you navigate this space? We were just talking a second ago. I knew you had two. I didn't know you had a third one. So you got three. You got three little ones. Well, one.
I got 2 under 2.
2 under 2, bro. How do you stand? I understand how you can have the energy, but how do you maintain that energy? Being a father, but at the same time making sure that you're showing up and turning up as always.
You got to trick yourself. You got to trick your mind into like you ain't tired.
Yeah,
you can't be tired. You can't do none of that. Every time I feel tired, I be like, nope.
Rock, man. Rock, what's up, man? How you living, bro?
I'm good, bro.
Man, talk about your experience.
This is the surprise of the camp right here.
Say it again?
He was a surprise of the camp, man.
Yeah,
he was a surprise. Why
I ain't
was
gonna
he a
lie.
surprise?
I got there by accident, bro.
A happy accident.
So
right?
no, look, I tell you the story because it's funny. My blood brother, my older brother is Chuck English.
Okay.
He's on the project.
Got it.
The day that I showed up to the camp was Game 7 of the finals, right? So I called bro, like we always watch big games together. It's my real brother, you know what I'm saying? So I called him like, where you watching the game at? He like, I'm at the studio. He like, they got food up here. I'm about to grill, and my brother, like me and my brother really cook. Like he cold on the grill. So he like, we about to grill. We like pull up. He don't even really tell me what I'm pulling up to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just pulling up to watch the game and eat at the studio because I rap. So I'm like, maybe you know what I'm saying? He like, we up here doing this AI stuff, but he didn't really explain to me the scenario. You know what I'm saying? So we low key got into it when I got up there because I got up there, I peeped what was going on, and I'm like, bro, why you
ain't hear about what's going on?
No, but I'm like, why you act like I can't rap? Like, you know, why you ain't call me here to rap? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all these artists in here rapping, and you know, I like to rap. You feel me? So I played basketball in college. Like, I look at like music like basketball a little bit. Like, it's a talent that just God gave me, and I'm just trying to do what I could do with it. You know what I'm saying? So when I showed up and I'm bouncing from room to room, I'm seeing what everybody doing, and I'm just like, I felt like a kid at the basketball court when I seen like good runs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, damn, it's some hoopers up here. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, bro, what's up? He like, bro, it's a rap camp. He like, everybody's rapping. He like, if you want to rap, nigga, rap. Yeah. So I'm like, all right. So I bounce from room to room, and I come in the room where Ro is at, and he got the beat on for the song that I'm on. So as soon as I hear the beat, and I hear the hook from Plane, and I had heard about Plane because I think him and my brother got songs together, and I had heard him before, and I was a fan. I heard his hook, and I'm like, shit, I got something for this. So I rap it to bro. Cause I'm like, I don't know whose song, I don't know what's going on. So I rap it to bro, like, check this out, you feel me? He like, oh yeah, rap it to, he like, this ain't my shit, rap it to bro. He like, rap it to Ro, you know what I'm saying? So I rap it to Ro. Thurz here, both of them like, no, go record that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just happened like that. Like, it's kind of like right place, right time type of shit.
Man, I love how the nepotism worked out on your side as well.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? It worked out, and it's like, but how Big Bro tried to low key, little bro, you know what I'm saying? You earned your position in that spot.
No, but he, if you know our relationship, like my homie Bless, like I met Bless through my brother, and we hang out a lot together. But he'll tell you like that's my big brother, but I'm way more aggressive than him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was the one like he put me in the headlock, and as soon as I get out, I'm swinging on him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that type of situation.
That type of energy, man. And I love it because obviously making a name for yourself. Was it important for you to make sure that you made an impression, or were you just walking?
Yeah, because I knew I was the only person in there that didn't get invited to rap. You feel me? Like I got invited to kick it.
Yeah.
But I really rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm a hooper. So I felt like when I walk in the gym and it's a real run going on, I'm like, I gotta show niggas I can hoop, cause I really can hoop. You feel me? I don't want to come in here and stink it up and y'all think I can't fucking hoop. Yeah. Cause first impressions is everything, especially on the basketball. If you play sports, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
I mean, and what I love, what I hear about that as well. Again, we've been talking about just the energy, synergy of like the room and everybody in there. Cause I'm sure you've been to different studios and. I'm like, I'm cool. I don't need to contribute to this shit.
No,
right?
Because to be honest, it's like my real brother is Chuck English. My real cousin is Bodie James. So it's like I've been watching from the sidelines for so long, knowing that I really could hoop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just been kind of waiting for my turn to really show. You know what I'm saying? So
you arrived, man. You arrived. You came in here swinging and dunking on motherfuckers.
That's pretty much.
Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen.
That's what I was on, bro.
Thurz, man, I want you to continue to talk about when you found out, or it was like, oh no, let's make sure that he's a part of this shit, right? Finding out that he was invited, but then making sure that Rock was a part of this situation as well. Talk about from your experience, and then we'll kind of wrap things up in a second as well.
Yeah, and I got one more person to bring
up.
Please.
My bad.
But now, when I heard, Rock get down, because he came in there, I was like, he looked like a rapper. I don't know what he does. My first time meeting him. He had like the dope shades on, and then, Ro, we were doing Freeze at the time. And Freeze is one of my favorite records on the project. I'm like, I love the video and everything. And then he was like the perfect add-on, because we were done with the song. Actually, and then I wanted Chuck to get on something, because Chuck did a beat, but he's like, y'all want to rap? And then Millie was like, yo, let's get Chuck on Freeze. So we brought it back up. And then Rock was there, and I was like,
why not? It makes sense.
Let's go. I was like, Ro, let's doctor this out. Let's get them on there. So great decision. It's a great decision to add them on.
I'm curious to know, we talked about, your introduction to the game with you and I, right, in the blog era. We're seeing a lot of resurgence from blog era artists, like, the Cool Kids, man, shouts out to them, and Blue, dropping some projects. I want to know what your thoughts are about the blog era, right, and what similarities you see in today's age that you remember from the blog era. What similarities can you think of as of right now from the blog era today? Because I think a lot of people, we talk about the golden era, we talk about the blog era as well, and people not necessarily they romanticize it in a way, which is great. But I also feel like there could be similarities in what's going on now, and I'm interested to hear from your perspective of like, okay, yeah, things are different, but this is low key kind of the same, or this is kind of coming back that people can kind of like attach to.
Man, I feel like the blog era was so unique because I feel like now we have a wall on the concept of distribution. Like when the blogs were really relevant, you could put something out on a Z-Share file or like, any type of link and immediately, send it out to your fans. Now you got to go through a protocol of like having a distributor, getting into a DSP, sharing that link to your fans and hoping you get playlisted. Yeah. I feel like it's way more barriers to like reach your fans. So I feel like the blog era, people were very unique. I think we had a regional kind of like separation sonically. I feel like the blog era was the golden era, low key. You know, I'm not trying to be biased because that's where a lot of dope shit came from, but I feel like that was a special time in rap because it came off of the cusp of what we all knew from the 90s. And it was like, you know, a new pillar that was developed that had all these new interesting perspectives and lifestyles that we haven't really seen, you know? So I would say currently, I mean, there's a lot of incredible artists right now. I feel like LA has a lot of great people, and Chicago has a lot of dope artists, Atlanta has a lot of dope artists. I'm seeing a lot of like incredible talent, but I just think the major difference is the barrier to the fan, you know? But yeah, Ice Cold Bishop out here,
fire,
crazy. He's on the project, right? We got what's my guy Huey Brish is out here. We got Buddy. It's so much talent out here. You know, I just feel like we need platforms like Party in My Living Room to like bring that kind of blog feeling towards community. But we still are lifting that barrier, whether it's IRL or URL. You know,
and I feel like that's one of the main things that is community. Like, I feel like that now, however you get to it is completely different. But I feel like that's the similarity in the blog era. And now it's like, yo, people are finding ways to build their community through technology, through, you know, real life experiences and figuring it out. You know, it's a challenge in some aspects, but it's like, I love the fact that you could discover artists in a different way. Like, yo, this month they might not have a record deal or they might not be on the radio or nothing like that, but yo, these artists are just as talented, and in some cases they have a full-on fan base and a lot more motion than the major artists. So I think that's one thing that we can take away from it, because again, we look at a lot of the differences, which are true, but I feel like that's one of the ways of like, oh, okay, that's kind of similar in the sense of like the blog era and today. Like, it's something special going on right now, and you kind of proving that with what you're doing with Party in My Living Room as well. So who else do we want to make sure that we mention?
So last person we got to mention that's here, you know, it's one of my favorite rappers from LA, man. Okay. I think he's one of the best rappers out here, and iron sharpens iron. So I'm able to, like, you know, spar some verses with him from time to time. And you know, this thing got a big ass head, but like he is an incredible director and like a visual artist, and then he's an incredible visual rapper. Like, you literally hear all the detail that he's saying in his raps, right? So that always inspires me, because I'm like, damn, I hear what you're saying. I ain't heard this word before, this vocabulary used in this rap, so I can see everything he's saying. And then he's the reason why we even have Don Grieger in Time, the reason that we have this documentary for Relatives and Cousins. So let me bring up Bless Escrow.
Bless
up here,
Escrow, man. You know, shout out to Bless.
You got to take his meanie off.
We the Bless.
Shout out Neighbor Skate Shop.
One time from the Merc, man. Hey,
what up?
Bless, man. It's good to see you again, man.
Peace.
Full circle moment, man. We chopped it up over at Market Street, right?
Yeah, that was
so
fun.
So to see this moment and hearing the props that you've been getting, iron sharpens iron. You guys been down, and being the visual creator that you are, when you were brought into this, like, what immediately, I'm just interested, visually did you see first, like with the concept of Party in My Living Room, and then with everything transpiring with the Relatives and Cousins?
First off, Thurz only fucks with me just so he can walk through Lamert without getting a...
So you the pass, right? Okay, let's make that clear. Got it.
So you the mayor now?
No.
You the mayor?
No. I caught this nigga try to sell off-brand socks and soggy incense. Soggy incense. You know, seen him at Master Burger one time eating vigilantly. Nah. These are the homeboys who brought me in. You know, when I crept back from college, I came back to the town like Wyatt Earp, some shit, looking for a couple, you know, a shootout or something. Yeah. So June, shout out to Calmatic and them Destos. Yeah. And it was him. Yeah, man. So from there to here, we've been getting better.
Yeah. So creatively, when it comes visually to the documentation, the process of this, like what did you want to capture visually with this? What are like some of the key points that you're like, yo, we got to make sure that this is kind of like documented through this?
Shout out Mo Stacks, because he's the counsel. He's like real lawyer, so he thinks of things from a different perspective. But rolling with Suno, like for me, I came from BTS as far as like getting in behind like real people, like in the game. was doing my own videos first, but like BTS got me in the room with like real folks. So BTS is, I wouldn't say it's nothing. I just know how to do that. So all right, we doing 3 days worth of it. We know we're coming from we got a company behind us, so we got certain things we got to hit. So it was hitting those things, but still doing what we had to do from our perspectives and stuff. So they gave us free. Shout out to CJ and the creative folks. They trusted they trusted the get down. So they let me get down.
Was there anything different from this experience that you kind of took and are gonna run with for your own creative purposes?
It's being able to multitask. Just like June said, you got 3 kids, you got 50 kids, don't matter, man. It's like the dude with the hat, the little children's story with the hats and stuff like that. You got, hey man, you better wear them. You better wear them hats. And I come from like my pop. Shout out my dad. He's a real father. He don't fuck around. You're gonna be, you're gonna be going to work. So the thing is to be able to diversify what you got to do, how you can like diversify what you can do. So you got to be in the moment for me. So I got to be able to capture this. And he wants me to rap too. So I know how Thurz gets busy. He's one of the few people that I know that can throw some real left and rights very fast. He can write a 16 quick as shit, and it's actually them things be fire. Yeah, so I can do that for sure. Sometimes it varies on like, cause I'm very particular in what I say. So I'm like, all right, now I got to put my main thing was being able to capture all these people getting busy for 3 days straight, which is not hard because all these people are like people I already knew. And some people, like my man Sndtrak, shout out to my man Muyagi, people I was meeting in the field and like bumping into. So like Sndtrak, for example, we have a very close mutual friend that he was telling me, go roll with track. And here he comes. We roll into the studio, they go track. Male music, same thing. Shout out to Georgia Ann. I was at the Georgia Ann Bilal show 2 weeks before the damn camp, and I was just talking to Mel. We just connected on some regular rewatching Bilal shit. Then 2 weeks later, Bilal, this shit it's like Crenshaw summer camp minus niggas getting banged on. Wow. Like Thurz, being from Inglewood, Shout out everybody from Inglewood though. That's my family. Shout out Woodworks. They brought out Woodworks. So shout out Smoking and Ferris's, and shout out Tiff, my girl. Shout out El Camille. She on me, her, and Millie got everybody came through. It was kind of crazy. It's almost like the Little Rascals or some shit.
That's amazing, dog. That's amazing. I wanted to ask one last question in regards to like how you were able to multitask in that setting, because again, having to capture. I mean, just walk me through it. If you just maybe one of those sessions where you're tasked with to document, right? But you do have to write, or they want you to get on it. So I mean, do you put the camera down?
I ain't gonna hold you. I was trying to skate out of there without rapping on some shit, but then I was like, whatever, because I know how I get down. Sometimes I get lost in like, if it ain't coming the first, I'll write that shit real quick. Sometimes if I get the kind of bobbing and weaving and being like, all right, if it's, I don't know, it's just certain people will drag that shit out you. Thurz is one of them. And me, I kind of adapt to shootouts. I'm good with the under pressure situation. So meaning like if we was sitting on the train in New York, some shit, or the train in here on the red line, because I'm a red line kid. So like I can write in the crowded room a lot easier sometimes than in a butt naked room.
Really?
Or if you get like Cakes was doing, it was Cakes, Augustine, and Airplane was doing shit I know about. It's sectioning yourself off from everything going on and getting to it. If you've seen Fresh, it's what Chucky was talking about when he in a crowded room. So you got to do it. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, figure out how you can do it. And maybe, I don't know, this ain't the situation where you can come back. So you better write that shit or go home.
Man, I love that, man. And full circle moment, man, for a lot of these people that's in the building.
I ain't letting Thurz dog me on shit. Shout out to we got a little group called Chew Stick, so we be back. Well, shout out C Watts. I get the jog out my Lamert Park Wu-Tang isms because he knows what he brings me for. So it's really trying to get busy with the party records because shout out Calmatic. He always want me to rap on some real West Side shit, but I know if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna drag you niggas around, so you don't want that. So I let June do that. I let Plane do it from the east side. Then they know if I'm hopping off the plane, we gonna walk down Nostrand, me and my Brooklyn homegirls, we can walk through the Bay, and me and him gonna just blitz his shit. We can walk through Philly and survive and come back. Shout out Bonnet.
Yeah, dog. So Thurz, man, now the project is out, right? Congratulations again on that. Like, is there a level of relief now that all the work that you put into it, all the personalities, all the talent, all the artistry, and now the body of work is available for people to receive and kind of consume? What level of relief do you have? And is there I don't know if a level of expectation, or how would you want the fan, the consumer, to actually consume the music? Is there instructions to this? I mean, do you want them to go from top to bottom, from all the tracks, or pick your favorite ones? Like, how do you get down?
So it's a double disc. You know, disc 1 is dedicated to the function. Disc 2 is soul. You know what I'm saying? Soul raps and just soul vibes. And I like to say it's like that Sunday out the way. Shout out to Jan Sport. Yeah. It's that Sunday out the way type vibe, you know? And yeah, disc 1 is like, you know, if you got a Saturday night or a Friday night, you trying to get out, play this. You got, you know, other utility that you need for music, disc 2.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, but I just want people to run it from top to bottom. That's what I've been doing. I've just been living with it. And, you know, I definitely feel fulfilled that it's out, you know, because I feel like I didn't have any expectation for what it was supposed to be. I was like, I already have an idea of what everybody could do, so I know it's going to be dope. I just don't want to put any type of expectations to it. So it came out better than what I would have imagined, you know. So I just want everybody to press play on it. You know, they're going to get the IRL for it. You know, we're going to be doing listening experiences. We're going to be doing a podcast in my living room. We're going to do the real house parties again, Coachella. So you're going to get a bar of this in real life, you know. And, man, online, just, you know, tap in on IG, follow everybody, and, like, you know, support what everybody's doing. Everybody's an individual solo artist. So I just wanted to bring us all together so that we can create a movement, you know, and just amplify what everybody's doing.
Yeah, you really recreated the Lamoli vibes, and I appreciate that. There's one question from the audience, okay, that somebody asked. I wasn't going to ask this, but they want to know, just because we've been kind of low-key talking about the blog era, right? And I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. Fried Chicken and Watermelon turns 20 in 2000 in what, 2 years, right?
Yeah, 2027.
Yeah, 2027.
Yeah.
Can fans expect some type of you and I project, collaboration, maybe in that 20-year celebration, maybe before that? Where are you guys in terms of doing music together? And I'm glad Ro is here as well, man.
Right.
So is there any plans for that, or is it kind of like just where are you at with it these days?
Yeah, man, we got like 7 records in the tuck that are brand new, and then I'm featuring on his new album. Nice. So we definitely gonna put all of our music on DSPs, and you might get a new album, you know, if Ro is up to it, you know. Now we're gonna get. Ro got 7 records, and I think we'll get some more production, but, you know, have him executive produce it.
That'll be fire.
We might get that real soon. I don't want to, like, put too much pressure on myself, but, you know.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear. I mean, because I know, you know, the fans are expecting it, like I said, especially since, you know, there's a lot of artists from the blog era kind of, you know, doing new music as well. So, you know, I know a lot of people are anticipating. And I don't know if it was the Tech Lamert that you guys did, the beautiful day that you guys performed for the first time, and it's something recently, like within the last year or two, right?
That was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
I think it was Juneteenth. It was like it's like 2022. We did the Juneteenth festival. I had the party in my living room stage.
Gotcha. That's what it was. I thought it was That's what it was. It was the party living room stage at one of those events. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I saw that, and I, you know, was just curious, and you know, somebody actually had asked. So, man, I appreciate you coming through always, you know, from jump, like I said, full circle moment. This is damn near 20 years in with us, and I'm glad to see where it's been going. Is there anything else you want to make sure the people know before we slide up out of here, man?
Shoot. Man, go buy that album. We're going to probably do a vinyl. Everything is out, man, so just support it. Support everybody that's contributing to this project. We got the Pamela World video game that's going to be out real soon. We just want to monetize artist IP.
Okay.
You know, so.
Say that one more time. The what?
So we have a video game.
But no, say it again, the acronym.
Oh, we want to monetize.
No, the acronym for
Pamela World.
Yeah, because it sounded like you said Pimpin' the World. It sounded like you said Pimpin' the World. I was like, say that again.
Oh, yeah, Pamela.
People going to look at the transcript like, Pimpin' the World? What?
Right. So,
Party in my living room.
Yes, Party in My Living Room World. We have like it's like a first-person shooter, third-person shooter game, and we're just creating a world where you have different games that you could play to unlock music. So we're just trying to integrate, you know, technology into the next iteration of Party in My Living Room and monetize IP on a bigger scale, right? So, you know, we're trying to figure out ways to make money for the homies, man.
I love that you're so forward-thinking, and what I really love about this is that we can kind of like do a snapshot in time of like us having this conversation and people kind of like, wait, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And fast forward 5-10 years where the world's finally caught up to what you're already doing right now. So thank you for always being forward thinking. Thank you for always, challenging people. Thank you for bringing creatives to the forefront and, continuing to sharpen that steel yourself. So party in my living room, man, cousins and relatives.
Relatives
and cousins. Okay, I see why you did relatives and cousins for. All right. Volume 1. See, that's the Inglewood right there. Yo, homegrown, Chuck Dizzle live and direct. Yo, it's out right now. Go on and support it. Thurz, I appreciate you. Everybody else, I appreciate y'all for bringing those vibes up in here, man. We live and direct, homegrown.
Hey.
Catch y'all next time.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.